Today's the day. Today's the day. Just kidding. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your host, Shinry, here at Everything Anime Podcast, everything from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and every other topic I'm talking about. Today's video is my double review of A Woman in the Yard and Drop. Now, these were two movies I was excited to talk about because I personally wanted to see them. Like, I was just excited for them. And though this isn't much of a movie review channel, it's just things I like to talk about. Movies is one of the subjects I like to talk about, as I've done with Little Mermaid, with Fast X, a few other things just here and there, and I plan on doing other movies in the future as well. I'm just trying to get my bearings. I have a lot of things I'm behind on, especially Dr. Stone, Tokyo Ghoul, which I'll talk about those when I do those videos, but like there's a lot that I'm behind on, including writing. Anyways, so the reason why I was also combining these two movies together is they kind of handle like dark subjects while still being kind of interesting, fun, and different. I like different kind of movies, and these are both two different kind of movies. So let's first start with The Woman in the Yard with the Today's the Day. So if you look at the trailer, it makes it seem like a horror movie. Like this woman is out to kill this woman's children, or terrorize his family, or something like that. You know, obviously you can tell from the trailer the husband's been killed in a car accident because she's like, "Oh, my husband will be home soon," and she's like, "Your husband ain't coming, honey." And then flashes over to the car, but it's not actually about the woman trying to eat the children. Like, very quickly, you figure out this woman is death incarnate. It is death itself. But that's still not the movie's about. The movie is not about death trying to kill them. It actually handles something darker and more realistic, like depression. Death has come for the mother because since the father died, she feels like it's all her fault. Obviously, let me go say this now. Spoiler warning for both Drop and The Woman in the Yard. So, in The Woman in the Yard, the wife, the mother of the children, she moved out to this farm with her husband. Like, you know, they kind of agreed upon it. It was more like, it makes it sound like it was his decision, but he kind of like, hey, are you in this? Are you with me? And she said yes at the time. So they moved out there, and you can tell from like the clever way writers show don't tell is like all these bills saying past due, past due, past due, instead of her saying like, oh, you know, we're behind on bills. They show it first. Then the second scene is like the son's making breakfast for his sister and the mother, and the power goes out. He's like, "Hey, mom, you gotta call the electric guy. The power's out." And you know, she's over here rewatching this video of her and her husband that passed away over and over again until the point that her phone dies. So now she can't even call the the electric company, because her phone's dead. And so, you know, a lot of tensions are high. The son is a teenager, and we've all been a teenager. He can't play his video games. He can't talk to his girlfriend on the phone. The power's out. He can't charge his phone. He's annoyed. He's upset. He's angry. The daughter's young. You know, she misses her daddy, and like her mom's you can see her mom kind of like, I know, I miss your daddy too, obviously. But what you find out is that the father didn't just die in a car accident like out on his own. She was in the car, and it takes from the perspective because you know she's in crutches in a wheelchair. Like maybe he was in the car driving, and like they got into an accident, and like she is the reason why, or he's the reason why they crashed. But then the same thing to do with Drop. They explain it over time over a period of the movie that she was the one driving. The reason why they were even out that night is that she was ready to break up with him. She was ready to call it off. She was like, "I know we got kids. I know that, you know, I agreed him up to this farm, but I'm not happy." You know, and that's realistic. These are realistic things people go through. She's like, "I'm not happy." And he's like, "Well, I love you. These are our kids. This is our life. You know, we can get through this together." And she's just like looking so annoyed. So she starts driving on the road. He's in the passenger seat. That's the twist, that she's the one that's driving. And she gets distracted because Death Incarnate is sitting in the back seat. Like, first, Death Incarnate's in the back and is in the middle of the road. And she's like looking at it like, what the fuck is that? The next thing you know, Death Incarnate's in the back seat. And she swerved into the wrong lane towards oncoming traffic. And they got to an accident. The father died on impact. She survived, but she's crippled. So the reason for depression is she wants to die. She doesn't feel like this life is worth it anymore. She don't care that she got 2 kids. The kids are annoying her. You know, there's reason for all of that. But like, she's upset the kids are annoying her. And so she's like praying, and you think she's praying to God for strength, but she's praying for death. She's like, give me the strength to kill myself. So death, it makes it seem like in the movie's perspective, like death is after the kids, but really it's her, like how upset she is, how angry she is. She, in a way, becomes a mirror of death. Like when there are certain scenes where like it'll flip the script, like she is the woman in the yard, at the same time being present with the kids, because the kids can see the woman in the yard too. So death is really incarnate, like it's taking a form of this woman in front of them. And when the kids see it, they don't see their mother. But when the mother starts figuring it out, she starts visioning herself as death itself, death incarnate. But it all collides together because towards the end of the movie, she's like telling her kids, like, hey, get out of here. I got to face her myself. And what that is she has to face herself at the barrel of a gun. She's about to kill herself. And death is like, come on, we ain't got all day. Like, death is trying to possess her. She's like, look, you asked me to come here. You asked me to kill you. Let's do this. Let's get this over with. And the reason why she breaks out of it, because both these movies have a happy ending, of course. The reason why she breaks out of it, her daughter, because she told her kids, like, you know, hey, you know, go, just get out of here. I'll deal with this. You know, I'll deal with her. I can fight her myself. The daughter's like, hey, mommy, you know, here's my little plushie bear. It'll protect you, you know. And so that gives her the memory of her kids and, you know, her bond with them. While death is like, oh, you know, don't worry about your kids. Like, they'll survive without you. Your son will grow up and he'll become a veterinarian. Your daughter, she'll become like a track star. They're going to live good lives. They don't need you anymore. But obviously, you know, that's the kind of thing that we think when we're depressed or we want to kill ourselves, is like, you know, oh, my family will be better off without me. I'm holding them back. But because of her daughter's bunny rabbit that she left behind with her, she's like, okay, not today. I'm not doing this today. I'm going to fight for another day. And so death loses. And then the kids come back to the house and they see their mom. They're like, oh, you're still here. What happened to the lady? And she's like, don't worry, she's not here. And obviously the metaphor is that, you know, I don't feel like killing myself today. Obviously. But like, again, death has taken a physical form. So it's kind of confusing because death is taking a physical form and the kids can see her. If it was just in the mother's mind, it's like, well, how are the kids seeing her? You know? But it's because, again, you got to take it for what it literally is. Like, death came from the mother to help her kill herself because she don't want to kill herself. But because of her kids and her love for her daughter and her family, and, you know, even though she misses her husband, you know, she's like, I want to stay. I want to help you. I want to get through this grief that I'm going through, because her husband only died about a week ago, so it's still fresh in her mind. Also, there's points where death, like, puts her in her dream state, and it tries to convince her to stay with her husband. Her husband's like, oh, look, we can be so happy here. We can be together again. But again, that's like a real thing that people go through, like depression and trying to get out of it and stuff like that. So it handled it pretty fucking well, in my opinion. But I overall like the movie. Next is Drop. Now, Drop, ever since I saw the trailer, I was like, this is kind of cool. It's like a whodunit. Who is trying to, like, get me to kill my date? And did the date do anything? Like, who is this man that you are having me try to kill? Like, you know, and then even if she wanted to tell her date, like, hey, look, somebody's trying to get me to kill you or warn the police, at her house, there is somebody else, a partner that's got her kids and her sister, or her kid and her sister at gunpoint. And he's like, if you don't kill your date, I'm going to kill your kids. I'm going to tell my man to, like, take them out. And so the movie is very clever because I didn't figure out who was sending her these drops, these, like, cryptic text messages to try to kill her date, or why, because, like, everybody can seem like a suspect. Is it the bartender? Is it the guy? Could he have swapped their phones and they bumped into each other? That was obviously my first thought, and obviously it could be that because that's everybody's first thought. Like, obviously they cloned the phones, they swapped the phones, or is it the hostess? Is it the man on a date, on his own first blind date? You know, or is it like the guy across from her first date? Is he trying to get her to kill him or something? And again, since this is a spoiler video, it turns out it is this guy that works for the mayor, who, all right, so her date is an FBI informant. He has proof of corruption in the mayor's office. And this guy well, I already said spoiler warning. This guy, this old man that's pretending to be on a blind date, is the one sending her these cryptic messages to kill him because he works for the mayor. And he's like, look, my boss cannot let that information get out there. You've already destroyed the SD, because he makes her like do things to like try to get rid of the evidence. Now, the first thing he tells her to do is steal his SD card. So she does. He's like, smash it, throw it in the trash, or flush it on the toilet. Okay, so that's good. So now all the evidence is gone. And then he's like, okay, well, now you got to kill him, poison him. And she has come up with these clever things to do it. Also, the FBI informant is kind of suspicious of her because she's like, she tries to tell him several times, like, hey, someone's sending me these cryptic messages. Someone's trying to get me to kill you. But he warns her, like, hey, I still got your sister and your kid. I will tell my hitman to take them out immediately. So she can't outright do that. She tries writing notes on like on a dollar bill or a $20 bill and hand it to like this piano player, and he reads it, but he gets taken out. She tries to tell the bartender. She tries to send a message to 911 using a computer, like this guy's always watching her. That's because he's connected all these cameras around the restaurant. He set it up. He set them up at a table where he can not only see her, he can hear their conversations. He has cameras in the bathroom. He has radio connections in the bathroom, thing like that. So it's like, okay, girl, are you going to actually kill him? And it seems like at one point she does it. Like she poisons the drink because he gives her like a vial of poison. He says, pour it in his drink. And she does. And it gives you that, like, makes you think like she's having an anxiety. Like, oh my God, she's actually going to do it. But then when he's about to drink it, she's like, oh no, wait, stop. Or she tosses something on his shirt. And you're like, oh shit. How is she going to figure out? And she starts interrogating like the people around the bar. And eventually she comes up to the guy that she figures out is the man on the blind date. You know, and he comes out and says, he's like, oh, you figured me out. Well, it don't matter. I've got video of you poisoning his drink. And he don't know that she didn't actually poison the drink. Again, this is a spoiler video. But he don't know she didn't poison the drink. So while they're having this conversation and talking back and forth, the reason why he picked her is because they believe, or this man believes, that she killed her ex-husband. So this movie is also about domestic abuse. That's why I paired these movies together. She was abused by her boyfriend or ex-husband and the father of her child. And the last time he was alive, he was going to shoot her to death, but or he wanted her to shoot him, so he gave her the gun. He's like, do it, pull the trigger. And it teases it over and over again, just like in the woman in the yard, telling the story over time that she didn't shoot him. She was too afraid to. But then he pointed the gun at her son, and guess what? She still didn't try to stop him. He would have shot their son to death, but the police showed up, so he instead shot himself. And her fingerprints are on the gun because he made her hold it. So that's the story why they believe, like, oh, you killed your husband, so you're obviously the one that can kill this FBI informant for us. And, you know, we already got you a video of you poisoning him. So, you know, you get to go to jail, but hey, your son's alive. Hey. But then her date, the FBI informant comes over. He doesn't know what's going on. But while they're talking, the FBI informant and this guy that's blackmailing her to kill him, she poisons his food. And so he over there started eating his food, talking about, oh yeah, it's all over now. And she starts telling the story, well, you know, I never killed my husband. He's like, oh, good for you. It doesn't matter. She's like, yeah, but I learned from the last time. She was like, how to play victim and how to play dumb. That's why I didn't poison him. I poisoned you. And he looks down his food, and he's like, bitch, and starts, bitch, that was good. She played that shit. And then the scene, which I find kind of weird, because he said, like, after you drink this poison, it'll be quick, painless, and you're going to die almost automatically. That man survived for like 5 straight minutes. The reason he died is because she tricked him in front of this glass, like, because they're on this like giant tower restaurant. She tricks him to stand in front of this glass, and like he shot it at one point, and like it created like a hole, so like winds. It's like, you know, if you had broke a window in an airplane, you get sucked out. So that kind of happens, but it don't break because he shot it with a gun. It breaks because the FBI informant had given her a hockey puck to give to her son. Just, again, early in the movie, it's trying to make you convinced that this man is like evil or he has something bad going on, bad intentions. But this is their first date ever. They met on a dating app because, again, her ex-husband tried to kill her son. She has not dated since then. She's from domestic abuse. So this is her first time getting back out there. But she's like, I can put the break the glass. He gets sucked out. Then she gets gets dragged out there too. That's that scene where she like hanging on the window screaming like she about to get in Final Destination or some shit. It was so good. Then the FBI informant, her date saves her. You know, it seems like it's gonna be a happy ever after. But before before he got blown out the window, he calls his guy that's in her house because, again, her kid and her sister are still in the house with that gunman. He's like, hey, take out the kid, take out the sister. And so now she's rushing home to save her kid, which I don't know, girl. Why don't you call the FBI? Why don't you call the police while he was on the way there? The police could have even got there. Because it takes her a long time to get home. I'm like, damn, that killer gonna kill your kids by the time she get there. And there's a twist with that, too. It makes it like it makes it like the killer killed the kid and the sister before she got there. She doesn't make it there. They have a little bit of a fight. But this time, when she gets her hands on a gun, she kills the hitman immediately. No hesitation, like when her ex-husband threatened her child. But it was good. And there's a twist with that too, which I won't spoil how she got the gun, but it was very good. And then in the end, and speaking of the killer that's in the house, we met the hitman in the house as well early in the movie because somebody comes to check her meter. And we never see him leave. All she does like, hey, I'm here to check a meter. He disappears off screen. She wonders where he goes, but she don't look more into it. And we never see it again because it skips tonight. He's the masked man that's in there. He's the one that came to check our meter. So in the end, she and her date are in the hospital having their second little meet cute. She feeling more confident about herself and stuff like that. Very great, very cute ending. And so that was the ending of Drop. So both of them great movies. Again, the woman in the Yard handles depression, very great in my opinion. And then the movie Drop handles domestic abuse and reclaiming their power after feeling powerless. Handled it pretty well. That's why I combine both of these videos together into one. Anyways, guys, that's all for my video. I gave both movies. I give The Woman in the Yard an 8 out of 10. Because, like I said, the children can see death incarnate, so that was kind of confusing. But again, if you understand, like, the movie about depression and, like, death coming for her because, like, it's like you called me here. Very great, very good darkness in that, too. Like, not dark humor, but, like, the portrayal of darkness and grief. And then Drop, 9 out of 10, because I had a lot of fun with the reveals and stuff like that. But, again, I think my only problem with it was, like, I don't want to say I had a problem with Drop. I mean, I guess, yeah, but about the whole, like, not calling the police while you on the way to the house. Like, the hitman could have got your sister and your kid by then. But anyways, both really great movies. I recommend you see both of them. And let me know what you think in the comments below if you have. Anyways, guys, that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, guys. This video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Reign Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love BK's right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.